Yeah, I think obviously going down to 10 men didn't help. You know, when you try to make some adjustments, it's always easier to make it when you have 11 players available. But sending off right on the end of half time, we couldn't really change anything to get ourselves back into the game. But again, I think for us the priority is getting players through. And when you look at our midfield and how young the midfield was, they got some good experience, and it's always a challenge when you're playing against older players. And I think, again, our average age was very young again in the game. So for us, it's gaining that valuable experience and trying to be able to do things that we work on the training ground, and then being able to execute them against against good opponents. And that's really what the focus is, and getting players through. So again, it was disappointing in terms of scoreline, and we weren't happy, of course. But at the same time, we've got to learn how we can be even more competitive with the players that are available, and those young players playing. You can't beat that type of experience in a tough game. Yeah, no, I think, and it may happen again. I mean, look, the reality is it could happen again. But for us, it's making sure we prioritise the players and making sure we keep pushing players through. Like I said before, like Ryan Saylor's done well, Drake's doing really well, and they've all been part of this process. So, they're good players and they're performing well, within the MLS team. So our job is to prepare the players and then make that step not as big of a step as maybe it is from youth football to professional football as it currently stands. So we're that bridge in between, and we're helping those players. And again, we had some really impressive performances, and we've got some boys now. I think we've got 3 boys off our roster going into national teams, whether U20s or even full national team, over the course of the next week. So then we're going to, then go into the pool even further for maybe some other new U17s getting an opportunity in future weeks. So that's what we do, and the exciting thing is those players are getting those international call-ups, and the players that are played are getting opportunities within the first team. So for us, that perspective has to be the priority. And then each day we want to make sure we're competitive as anything in everything we do, and make sure we're competitive on game day as well. 100%, I think the players see that, right, because it's tangible. You see the integration between the first team and second team, and then second team and academy, and I think that's really, really healthy for everyone to see, and it's real, and players get real opportunities, and they're making the most of them, and it's exciting as a coaching staff to see them when they actually make that transition to the next step, that they're making it as seamless as possible. Yeah, so David, we saw him come in at the end of last season, and we feel like he's got a lot of good energy for the position. He's got good balance, and he's a player that I think has got a very bright future. Unfortunately, he suffered a little bit of an injury early on this season, so now he's just coming back and getting back into full stride. He started last weekend, his first start, and unfortunately for him, he had to change positions midstream when we went to 10 men, but he was giving everything, and he had a really, really good start to the game. So that's exciting, and he's got to continue to work at his craft, learn how to be a professional. He's taking the ideas on board, and he keeps getting better week on week, and he's had a really good week of training this week, so we'll see what the weekend holds for him. He's an interesting one. He's got really good technical ability. He's got a good physical capacity where he can get up and around the field quite well. It's just that tactical understanding of when he can step and when he can look to win the ball, as opposed to then when to contain without the ball, and then on the ball it becomes decisions who to pass to, when to pass them, when to play the longer ball, when to play the shorter ball. But they come with experience with young players. So the more playing time he gets, and the more he continues to practice that within the training environment, you'll see, I think, good improvements. And even in the past 2 weeks, his improvement's gone quite well. So excited by the prospect of him, but he's got a lot of work to do at this point. Yeah, no, Harvey's technically very good and understands the game very well, and he's played in a couple of positions for us over the course of the last 2 years, from midfield to right back to left back, and he adapts with the same attitude and the same commitment to his craft in each of those positions, and understands them. So he has a really good tactical understanding of the game. Harvey now, the challenge for Harvey within the group is we want to see him become more of a leader. The players look up to him, and he's doing a really good job on the field. Now can he transfer that into leadership skills as well within our group, and that's really the next challenge for Harvey, and fully expect him to deliver that, and expecting good performance week in, week out, and help lead this group. No, all of the above. I think, look, a player with Harvey's intelligence in terms of soccer intelligence, he's able to see things within the game. So, within the centre midfield area, you've got to be able to look right, look left, look front, look behind. Whereas as a fullback, sometimes you obviously one side is a sideline, and so for us is making sure you could see all the different options he has. He makes good, intelligent choices, and that was really one of the reasons. So, but he's very adaptable. Comes from a great pedigree. From his previous teams, and just looking forward to see him keep advancing his game and keep improving his game, and then obviously, as I said before, just trying to shine up those leadership skills that he has. No. I think I think within our staff, with all the coaches, we have a really good relationship, and I think that's what makes it very special when you're working with all the players. And obviously Phil's the head of that, but he encourages those relationships, and I think it's very strong, and the bonds throughout the staff and the coaching staff are very strong, and I think that's what helps make this club very special. Yeah, no, look, a lot of things happen in the first game, and then going in here, what we know about New York is they're a good team. They've got some good players and good personnel. They've got a really clear identity with what they do, and they've got a good group of players in the group that typically I think they won the U17 national championship probably 2 or 3 years ago now. So they've got a group that's been together for a while, and so there's a good bond between their group. So for us, it's a matter of making sure we understand what the rotations that they do, and we're prepared for those. And we've worked on the training ground this week to do that, and then hopefully that translates into the game on Sunday night. And we're fully expecting a really challenging match, and one that we're really looking forward to, especially after what happened last time.